There is something about folks who grow in small towns. They're closer to nature, involved in communities, and also they enjoy their sky at night. These are simple yet powerful things, and that is what makes their outlook towards life very different. Our next guest in the show today was a small town girl from Oregon. She did a master's in poetry and English literature. She writes books, she can draw, she can sing, she can play the piano, and it doesn't stop there. She can deliver a killer developer keynote, and she also heads the architect relations at Salesforce. Let's welcome Zane Turner at Talkies. Hi Zane, how are you?
Hi Kiran, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Did you like your introduction, by the way? It was really tough for me.
It was incredibly excruciating to hear anyone talk about me that way, but I appreciated it deeply. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what excruciating means. I hope it's good, but
it's good. It's like you got a lot in there, and it's odd to hear all of that jam-packed side by side. But it was it's great.
I know. I practiced a lot, and by the way, with so many superpowers, Zane, you can give Iron Man and Captain Marvel a run for their money. Have you ever thought of joining the Avengers gang?
I have not. Do they have health insurance?
But no, they have no securities in. But trust me, Trailblazers are better than Avengers, and I know you have a bigger responsibility than that. Stay with us.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Awesome. It's great to have you on the show today. And Zane, when I was talking to you the other day, and when I was going through your journey, if you have to name that journey and write a book, it should be art meets technology. And you know why I'm talking about it. How has this journey been for you, Zane?
Yeah, I definitely didn't have a traditional path into technology, which I think is true for many people in the Salesforce ecosystem. I'll say I think I'm not an exception, which is awesome. But yeah, most of my early career, I really thought that I was going to be working in the arts in some way, either as an artist or someone who is teaching art. Then I thought maybe I would be working in the arts community and making art on the side. And then while I was working at an artist colony of all places, I discovered that they needed help with this new tool they bought called Salesforce that nobody knew how to use. And that really was my entryway into this other kind of career of, putting pieces together and experimenting and building outside of my studio and in the office and making things that delighted people and got them to use the best parts of their brains and seemed to make a difference. So I kind of never looked back.
Absolutely. That's wonderful, Zane. And how did you get into the community, and what was that one thing you realized after getting into the Trailblazer community?
Yeah, I came in the community kind of in two phases, I think. So the first phase was when I was working at that artist colony and trying to figure out how to put the pieces together, and I didn't really know who else to talk to because I was the person that was supposed to have all the answers for everyone at my company, but I was brand new to Salesforce. And then it was, I think, the account representative for the company at the time. They said, "Hey, did you know we just launched this new thing? It's for people like you to meet other community members, and it's called the Power of Us Hub," because it was a nonprofit at the time. So then I logged into the Power of Us Hub nonprofit community, and it was like there were not only other people who had already done the things that I was trying to figure out, there were even other arts professionals. Like I met other people working literally in other artist colonies. It was like that vast and amazing. So that was sort of phase one of the community. And then phase two was really when I was in another role, and again, trying to learn more and figure out how to do things. And then I connected with my local community groups, and that was when I was in Minneapolis. And I connected with the developer group there, nonprofit group there, the community group, of course, is incredibly strong and powerful, and the women in tech group. And even became a co-leader of that women in tech group that had really kind of died back. There were a few of us that stepped forward all at the same time to co-lead together and really bring that group back. And that was an amazing entry really into the community, to realize that it wasn't just me learning. The community had given me so much, but I actually had something to give back to the community. And I would say that was kind of my second wave.
No, that's a great point you mentioned right now. You just don't learn, but you give back to the community at the same time. I think I love that point. And Zane, being a woman, I know it wasn't a cakewalk for you to transition into the tech industry. You might have had your share, fair share of experiences. Talk us through, one of those experiences you went through, and how did you announce yourself after that? How did you make people hear you?
Yeah, the Salesforce ecosystem, I would say by and large, is pretty amazing. So when I was making my way into the community and into tech, I was in a community where a lot of practitioners, a lot of people around me were women or people from other kinds of diverse backgrounds, just because of the luck I had of being in the arts community and then in nonprofits. So I was in a little bit of a bubble, and then the acceptance of the Salesforce community extended that bubble a little farther. But then when I went into consulting, I was in fact on my first client, and it was two of us from the consulting firm that were together. And I was actually the technical lead, the technical resource, and the other person, who was a man, was the project manager. And he's phenomenally talented at what he does, but he was like, I'm just here to facilitate the meetings with the client, make sure we're filling the RFP, but this is your job. You got it. We get on site, and the client, one of the leaders there, wouldn't even look me in the eye. As he stopped my colleague and I in the hallway, and it was just a conversation that went like this. Even though then my colleague would turn and say, well, Zane, what do you think? Well, actually, you're going to be doing this work. Just the whole time, it was like I might as well have not been there. The client would not look me in the eye, and that was pretty unsettling. I did not change that person's mind. Luckily, I didn't have to work directly with that person again. It probably would have been a little more awkward. But I think it comes and goes, the ability to just be strong in the moment and remember that even though there's something about you that someone else is saying isn't welcome here, isn't right, isn't respected, we all deserve to be here. There's a reason you're in the room, and you bring it with you every time you walk into the room. And that's what I try to remember, is there's a reason that I'm here. Even if it's not because I'm the most experienced, there's something else I'm bringing that this room needs. And the gift I have is to share it.
No, you are not just representing yourself. You're representing all the women, who are trying to make it big in the tech industry. And I feel that situations like this make you even more stronger and determined, right? And we can definitely see you as an example there as well. You're my favorite keynote speaker for sure. You're a rock star. There is a lot of positive energy when you're there on the dais. What was that best advice you got for your first keynote? Apart from the advice that I gave, you remember the coffee shop conversation we had? Yes. Apart from that advice, but what was the other advice you got?
I'm trying to now think through, you coached me so much. Yeah. I did have a lot of really great coaches. I will say that was a gift to me in my first keynote experience. I had a lot of great coaching along the way. And two things really stood out. One was, long before we got to the keynote stage piece, Sarah Franklin took me aside and was so kind about, she was like, can I just teach you how to read slides, how to deliver slides in a way that was not terrible, because I really did not know. And I will never forget her guidance on how to just make it seem natural and make it easy for people to know what they need to know and to get past reading the slide. So that was a gift she gave me that I still carry.
She's a great leader. She's a great
keynotes, really, and great speaker. And the best keynote advice I got, though, just that I use for high pressure speaking situations, I guess, whether that's a big engagement or a small engagement, came from Jillian Bruce. And she said, just make sure that you have those first 2 or 3 lines that you're going to say when you're up on that stage and the lights hit you. Make sure you have those memorized. Just pick what they're going to be and don't deviate, and just say them to yourself all the time. Because then when you get up on that stage, you don't have to think about the words that are coming out of your mouth. You can just have the shock of, oh my gosh, this room is big. Those lights are bright. What is happening right now? And then you can come back inside yourself and be then thinking about what's coming next. And you've already engaged with the audience. You've already said hello to everybody, and then you're ready to be real.
Great advice for anybody who wants to do their next keynote, Zane. Thanks for that. Jillian never gave me that advice, by the way, on record.
She spaces it out. It's probably coming.
No, she talks. She used to talk to me about using the muscle memory. In fact, she was a great coach to me as well. I was joking when I said that, but she's a great coach. Absolutely. Okay, Zane. Now you lead the architect relations team.
Yep.
How important do you think architects are for the Salesforce ecosystem, and why?
Architects are incredibly important for the Salesforce ecosystem. We know we have data that proves that they are the most significant factor in implementation success, both near term and long term. Architects are increasingly called upon to help build a bridge between our rapidly expanding technology platform and business value. They have to not only help admins or developers or other kinds of technical builders on their teams choose the right tool for the right task, they also have to make the case to executive stakeholders to get everyone on the same page for the reasons that you're building what you're building and why it matters to the future of business. We say that architects build the future of business, and it really, really, really is the truth for those of us on the architect relations team. They're really at the center of so many important decisions when it comes to Salesforce.
Absolutely. I think they are the backbone for the ecosystem. They decide the quality of implementations that happen in the Salesforce on the Salesforce platform. And as the ASEAN region is very heavy on architects. There are a lot of audience today who are aspiring to be architects.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you will be coming up with some cool initiatives for them and help them be better architects in future, because we also know that you are the architect's voice at Salesforce.
Me and my evangelist Mark are both working really hard to make sure that those voices are heard. But I think one of the most amazing things about this community is how well you all speak for yourselves. A lot of the reason that we're here today as an architect relations team is because of that demand from practitioners in the ecosystem saying, this is who we are, this is the responsibility that we carry, and we want to not only better connect with one another, but we really do want more guidance from Salesforce about what we should be considering as we solution those near-term and long-term builds on the platform. As the technology gets more and more complex, we want to know that we're doing the right thing, and we need Salesforce to be a partner in telling us how to make those decisions. And that's really a lot of what builds the program.
You know what? We're going to host something virtually very soon, and we would want you to be with us for maybe half a day and listen to all the people who are aspiring to be architects. Maybe that way we can definitely get a lot of useful opinions there.
That would be awesome. Definitely, this ecosystem is not shy, and it makes us all better at our jobs. I love it.
Cool. Zane, thank you so much for being on the show today. Such an inspiring person you are. And when you stand on that stage, when you or Sarah or Leah stand on that stage, we know that you're not standing just for yourself. You're standing for all the women out there. You're standing for all the people out there who want to make it big in what they do. You're not just on a job. You're on a mission. You're on a mission to make this world a better place. And you're grounded to your roots, which is Oregon. So here's a cool T-shirt for you, and our developer talk show got budget this time, and you're the first guest to receive a gift. So how do you feel about it?
It's amazing. It's incredible. Thank you so much.
Don't cry, Zane. I know you're happy. Don't cry.
It's really wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So you've been on the biggest keynote stage. You've done such wonderful things. You've done your masters. You're so multi-talented. But have you ever thought in your wildest of dreams that you would be part of Dev Talkies? This is bigger than all of this.
No, I can honestly say I had no idea that this was a possibility or reality. If you'd asked me 4 weeks ago, 3 months ago, I never would have said it.
I thought so. Yeah, Let's keep it that way and end the interview before you start making fun of this. Cool.
This is great to be here. Thank you.